What's up guys, it's Light Spiral here with the Hall of Water B5 Farmable team video. So for any of you who haven't seen any of my Farmable team videos before, basically what I'm doing here is I'm just going to go through how to get all 5 of these units as well as what their purposes is in the team, just so you guys can find replacements for them that are going to work better than these particular units. So first I have the Water Magic Knight. You can get it when you beat Mount Sis boss for the first time. If you already beat Mount Sis boss and you already fed your Lapis, you can't get it back, but that's not a big problem, and I'll tell you why later. Shannon the Wind Pixie, natural 2-star. You can get it through Unknown Scrolls or through a secret dungeon for the Wind Pixie. The Light Vagabond or Darien, you can get through a light secret dungeon, and it's a natural 3-star. The Wind Griffin or Bernard is a natural 3-star that you can get from any to more desert level and any difficulty. And then Rakaja is the Wind Yeti, who, since it's a natural 2-star, you can get him easily through Unknown Scrolls or a secret dungeon. Now, in terms of skill ups, I'm sure you guys can figure out the skill up since I just told you how to get these units. And just a quick word, don't use Devilmons on Lapis. I would highly recommend you do not use Devilmons on Lapis. Just don't bother skilling up Lapis. And then for Darien skill ups, the Light Vagabond, the Wind and Water Vagabonds are natural 2-stars, so you can get those pretty easily. Now I'll just go through the roles in their roles in this team. Lapis is there just to do damage to make this run faster. Replacements, any damage dealer you have that's not fire is going to work just fine to replace Lapis. Shannon is in there for the speed debuff, the full team speed debuff, full team defense buff, and single target glancing hits. I do not recommend trying to find a replacement for her, but if you really do want to replace her, anyone that does a full team defense buff is going to work fine to replace Shannon for this dungeon. Darien, the reason he's in the team, he's just a good unit. Replacements for him, really anything you need. If you want it to go faster, you could put another damage dealer in for Darien. If you want it to be a more success rate, you could put another healer in for Darien. I just kind of have him in there because he does a little bit of damage and he helps your team stay alive with his passive, so I just thought I'd throw him in there. You could really use anyone that you feel you want to use there. The Wind Griffin is in there for the full team speed buff, so replacement for him, anyone that does a full team speed buff that can stay alive. And the reason I say that can stay alive is because I know there's a couple of fire units that do a full team speed buff, and a fire unit may not be able to stay alive in this depending on how much HP you have on it. And then the last unit is Rakaja, the Wind Yeti. He's in there strictly for healing, so replacements for him, any healer you've got, preferably not fire, but if you have a fire one that can stay alive, it'll work. And it has to be a full team healer. I know a lot of more early game players, when they hear healer, they just think of single target healers, and no, single target healer is not going to really do the trick for the most part. It might do it in B5, but later on it's definitely not going to do the trick. So that's kind of the team, the roles in the team, what replacements you could use in this team. Now, would I recommend building this here team? Not exactly. Out of these units, Lapis, you may or may not ever want to 6-star it. It just really depends on preference. Rakaja is kind of the same. Some people 6-star him, some people don't. Shannon, the Wind Pixie, Darien, the Light Vagabond, and Bernard, the Wind Griffin, a ton of people 6-star it. Eventually, I'm going to end up 6-starring all of them. Obviously, I haven't 6-starred all of them yet because I just don't have the material to 6-star every unit I have. And so I only have Bernard, the Wind Griffin, actually 6-starred. This whole team, if you get this whole team to 4-star, max leveled, awakened, with the runes that I have on the left side, it's gonna work. And a vacuum just went on, or something like that. So I'm gonna call the video there. What I want to say really quick, I know that sound's gonna be really annoying in the background, but check out my Hall of Water B10 video, and I'd recommend you build that team instead of this team, because that team will beat every single Hall of Water instead of just like B5, B6, B7. But that's all for today though, guys, so may the best year today's be the worst year tomorrow's. And sorry about that vacuum again.